You see here, there's four rares. You see Shai, Michael, Anton, and Jonathan.
Beautiful.
And you see here, like I mentioned, this is the devs. This is the alien devs.
Oh man, that's very cool. I am glad you're showing it to us.
Yeah, I haven't showed this to Shai or Michael. So.
Welcome to XXIM podcast. This is your host Ankit. XXIM is a home of decentralization, and today I've got Sione with me. Sione is the CEO of Kaspa.com. So welcome, Sione.
Hi, Ankit. Thank you for having me. Pleasure to be here. My name is Sione, raised and born in Venezuela, currently in Israel and traveling in Thailand. Building Kaspa.com, Kaspa OG from day one, and really excited to get into the conversation.
Awesome. So Kaspa OG, living in Thailand, right? There's two things I picked up.
Exactly.
So let's start. So when I want to obviously get into the Kaspa.com or Kaspa.com, because I think that's a wonderful discussion we're going to have. You're going to share a lot of stats with us, but let's get into your discovery with Kaspa. When did you discover Kaspa? You just said you're Kaspa OG.
Yeah, so I started in the crypto industry, in the space, in last cycle, and mostly
2020?
on Ethereum.
2020?
2020, yeah. 2020, 2021, all that NFT mania that was on Ethereum that time. So I started on Ethereum. I was learning a lot. I was coding on Ethereum. I was learning a lot of podcasts and all of that.
Yeah.
So I really went through the Ethereum rabbit hole. I was in love with Ethereum because it is a good tech, you know. Yeah. And then I started hearing and learning about Bitcoin and what is money and all of that. So I got into the basis of why did this movement even start, you know, the crypto movement and Bitcoin and gold. So I got into the basics. I learned a ton of Bitcoin, and I went through the Bitcoin rabbit hole and became a quote unquote Bitcoin maxi. So on the Ethereum merge, there was this party.
Yeah.
There's this party that I got invited back then. I didn't want to go, and my brother told me that is actually part of the Kaspa.com team. He's a community manager, business developer, Avram. So he told me, "No, let's go. It's free sushi. What do you have to lose?" You know. So
right.
Yeah. So I go to the party. I meet these two kind of nerd, you know, nerdy look.
Is this
people you want to talk
Israel, or where was this party?
In Israel.
Right.
Yeah. So like a nerdy look, it's the people you want to mingle with, basically.
Yeah.
So we went to them, we spoke a bit, you know, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, by the way, there's this Israeli coin called Kaspa. It's this block dag, which is like a tree." It gives me a 1 minute brief of that. Didn't put much attention. I was like, okay, cool, Kaspa, a tree, you know?
Yeah, exactly, a tree.
And then,
yeah,
a couple of months later, I started looking at the graph, and I was like, okay, I'll see where I can buy it. I'll see what I get. How can I buy this coin? Back then, there was OTC deals or really, really fishy exchanges. You know, I don't remember its name. Expatron,
right?
Exhibitron, something like that.
Right.
That's where I bought my first Kaspa bag, and then, like, you know, I didn't get into it much. I didn't get into the tech besides knowing that it's like Bitcoin, because I was like back then had a big knowledge of Bitcoin. So understanding proof of work, Nakamoto consensus, and all of that, I was like, okay, this is a potential coin. I didn't understand how good or what the actual future it will have, or what advantages, or, you know, it was really early. And with time, of course, price made it also more interested, going up. But also I got into the tech more and went to a meetup in Israel and all of that. And then I just like, after I think 6 7 months of build of not building of like just reading a bit and being in the Kaspa community, I really just fell in love with the tech. I fell in love with Kaspa, with the community, with the research, with the organic growth of the developers, the community. Really, everything's fascinating. The research team, the developing team, they're really doing cool and interesting things when it comes to science, math. And I have my own background in computer science, and I did some courses in cryptography. So all of these breakthroughs that we're doing, I have some knowledge to understand and actually read what they're doing, what they're saying. And so it just caught me right through it. And since I think I've been on an unofficial ambassador for Kaspa for like 2 years.
And of course,
Like,
I mean, you're building on it, right? So you don't need to be called an
yeah,
ambassador. You are building within the ecosystem, right? But one thing you mentioned,
yeah. But
yeah, sorry, go on. Yeah,
before building, I was just
I see it.
nonstop
Yeah.
talking about Kaspa at work, with my friends, with my family, every time Kaspa, 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 Kaspa. Yeah.
Did they listen to
So
you?
actually, some did.
Some of them, yeah.
Actually, some of them did. Some of them didn't have any crypto at all. And I'm like, listen, you have to diversify your portfolio. And I was like, do Bitcoin Kaspa. That's the portfolio that I have today. I actually had some Link before. I sold it like before the big dump,
Sure.
5 days ago, because I do think Link is
Yeah.
because I do think Link is it's a winner coin. I love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Right.
So that was my time before I started building.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned one of the key things here, right? Like, at least you've gone through the Bitcoin journey, right? I think it's so important that we think if you're in blockchain, you gotta read the Bitcoin white paper. Ethereum, I think, came later. Ethereum has gone through different iterations. Ethereum tech is amazing, but I think Bitcoin sets the scene. The white paper sets the scene for the decentralization, right? What the thinking was behind at that time, 2008, 2009, right? I think everyone must, and at some stage, if you haven't read the white paper, go read the white paper. So that's your story, man. That's amazing. And
Yeah.
So what led you to then go from this, early discoverer of Kaspa to being the OG? Because I think OG being obviously early, but also, like you say, you have the biggest bag here. Like, obviously technology. Was there any specific aha moment you had? You said, okay, fine, I get it now. It's like, it's gonna be my biggest bag. I'm here, and I'm here for good.
Yeah, when they started speaking about DAG Knight and smart contracts, so DAG Knight actually caught me. 10 blocks per second caught me, but DAG Knight is the really breakthrough thing that I was like, okay, smart contracts and DAG Knight are gonna just kill all the tokens that are not Bitcoin. And I was like, there's no point of holding Ethereum or Solana for long-term investment, because at the end of the day, what happens with Solana and Ethereum is that all the narrative and all the trading went to Solana because it's cheaper, faster, simple.
Yeah.
It's a shit network. Besides that, like, it halts. One of two transaction fails. I used to trade myself in Solana as well. So after experiencing as a trader and as a user, yeah, Solana has a great user experience, great UI UX, and all of that. But when I see the pros and cons, I was like, okay, Kaspa will be faster. Kaspa is cheaper, doesn't have any failed transactions. It's gonna just take all the liquidity from the rest of the other proof of stake chains that are smart contract.
Yeah.
So that was like the aha moment that I had. I was like, okay, this will just, in the long term, they're all trend to zero next to it,
Right.
I
see.
Also, of course, the narrative of power law and all of that, which is something really interesting. It's also something that caught my eye. Even if we're not in the current power law model now with the current price,
nor Bitcoin,
believe,
Bitcoin or Kaspa, both. I think it's I think a little bit off the power law.
Yeah, and also Bitcoin at these early stages also had a lot of
Yeah,
fluctuations from the power law.
yeah.
So it's just a thing of adoption, and of course the one of the main things that also said like, okay, this is not just a random coin, is the founder.
Mm.
You know, Jonathan Sompolonsky is one of the main geniuses of the space of the industry. He knows what he's doing, and I have 100% trust in that person. Even thought I actually met him once in Israel at the conference. But I do think that that guy has been a long time in crypto, enough time in Kaspa and Bitcoin, scaling Bitcoin, basically, that he understands the source and the core problems of this space and industry properly. And just by solving MVVs
Yeah,
or
yeah,
the
yeah.
decentralized mining, that
Yeah.
you can mine yourself with a cheap miner and actually hit some blocks. It's just a different game.
I
It's just a
agree.
different game.
I think it's such an important point you raised here, that when the founder talks about these core fundamental issues that can only be solved at certain scale, right? And
Hmm.
no other chain, I mean, is trying to solve MEV problem. In fact, for Ethereum, it's the core business for them, right?
Yeah,
It's the
I
core.
guess also Solana.
Yeah, and Solana, right? It becomes such a big
Hmm.
problem as an industry. And on top, as you say, the second point, right? Decentralized mining. No one was trying to solve that, right? And with 10 or 100 blocks per second, when that happens, you will have home miners, and you want to incentivize home miners to set up more miners, right? Over time, more people should come in to earn money to run a network, right? That can only happen when you
Yeah,
have incentives built in.
of course, incentives. Incentives is the name of the game. It's everything moves with incentives, and that's why Bitcoin started. Because incentives are broken today. So
Yeah.
that's one of the main goals that we want to fix with this.
Awesome, awesome. So that's amazing, man. You're cool. So one of the biggest thing I wanted to ask you, I want to go through the stats as I said, but one of the biggest thing I wanted to ask you is, when did you get Kaspa.com? Because such a premium domain. you
That's a good question.
Yeah. When did you buy it, and how did you get around it? Because I'm sure your
Yeah.
team would have been looking for it.
So I'll start from the start. I started Caspiano back then. It was Caspiano. We named it Caspiano because of the block reward reduction, which is a harmonic sequence. You know how every month we have a block
Yeah.
reduction, and every day it's half. It's in a harmonic sequence, which is a mathematical sequence, and it's musical,
Yeah.
so we called it
Oh, I
Caspiano.
see. This is the KRC20
Yeah.
coin, right?
Huh?
There was a KRC20 coin, no?
No,
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 okay. I
no coin.
maybe
No.
I'm getting confused. Yeah. Okay.
So I basically founded Caspiano with another four founders, developers. I convinced them they were normies before, no coiners. So to start a crypto startup with no coiners was a lot of explanations, a lot of explain to them what's minting, which is hard. Uh,
It is hard.
yeah,
It
the
is hard.
easiest things are the
Yeah.
hardest.
Yeah. The basic thing.
uh, Yeah, and then we built something. We had a POC. Thankfully, KRC20 delayed for 3 months
This
after the
is
first
June last
launch. We
year.
weren't ready for.
June last year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. In June, we had nothing, and then up to September, we built the platform. We didn't have trading, but we have all the platform ready for analytics and to showcase all the data possible from the tokens
Hmm.
in a good UI UX. It was still a POC. After 3 months of grinding, we saw some movements, was traffic. We saw a lot of unique visitors in the website. We're talking about 40 to 50,000 active unique visitors, not necessarily users that connect and trade and mint, but like visitors that come to the website and see the pages, the data.
Right. This is not
So
Kaspa.com, Kaspa.com. This is
no,
POC of the previous site. Yeah.
Yeah, this PLC, it's Kaspa, it's Caspiano.
Okay, Kaspa.
Back then,
Yeah.
I built it. I built it all because it was based on React, and I did it all on myself. 3
Right.
months on the front end. Back end, I had other developers helping all of that, of course. But my skills are I don't have the best UI UX, and I design for this. I'm not a designer. I like math, not Figma.
Figma
And
is good.
yeah, but it's just not for me.
Sure.
Um, so after 3 months of grinding, we had some traffic, we had some volume, and then I was like, okay, we need to scale, we need to grow, we need more developers because we're all part time, and I went to look for an investor. Actually, that week trading started going up a bit because Silka tweeted a tweet, gave us some nice PR, and things started like rolling on that week really good. I scheduled a meeting with Christian because I knew him from before, that he was a Kaspa OG, a big miner, and had he has a big pocket.
Hmm.
I spoke to him. 4 hours later, we closed an investment deal,
Beautiful,
and
beautiful.
yeah, yeah. So everything moved really fast.
Which month?
Christian
Which month was
comes.
this? Sorry, Sione. Which month was this last year?
This was in September. No, this was 15th of September.
Okay, so it's last year September. So it's what, 6 months? 6 months ago. Yeah.
Sorry, let me verify that with you. That's yeah. November.
Oh, November. Right. Right.
15th of, yeah, there was the first week of November. I closed this with Christian, and Christian was he's a really Casper Maxi. He's an OG. He has a lot of network. He's a businessman himself. He helped us a lot, also in PR, also in marketing, also business development. So he's really all in with us here. So it's not just an investor. And actually, with him along the way, he said, "Listen, I know the owner of Kaspa.com. You guys want to talk to them, see what we can do." Because back then we were doing Caspiano. We understood that we have traffic, and and we have a good PLC that's working. So my founder, one of the co-founders, said, "Okay, we need to make this platform better, make it responsive, make it better UI UX, transform it completely with his skills, not mine, because he's better on this kind of things." And he's like, "I'll do it in 1 week." And I'm like, okay, we'll wait 1 week. Didn't happen in 1 week, of course.
Of course.
it took 2 months and a half until we launched the rebrand. But along the way with the rebrand, we spoke to the Kaspa.com owners, and we reached a deal with them to get the domain. We didn't know if it was worth it back then. Today we think it's a different story, and our goals and visions changed because of this. It's a responsibility to have this domain. So we understood that, of course, we needed to rebrand. River was along the way, but we needed perfection and to make a new platform. So we basically gave them 5% of company equity for the domain, because they got the domain in Kaspa early days because they wanted to give the domain to someone who can build something good, something we can build and bring adoption and help Kaspa, and not like Bitcoin.com, that it's a shitty website.
Yeah. Well, that's why I thought it was such an important story. Perhaps you might have shared this story with other people, but I wasn't aware of this story. And I think it's such a powerful story that you at least care, and you're you're telling that story, that hey, look, we want to protect that, we want to build something scalable, we want to do something meaningful, because I think it matters to have that responsibility of running Kaspa.com.
Yeah, I agree. It will take this. The moment we closed the deal with Kaspa.com, we knew that we were playing big leagues, and of course, the moment we got the investment, we knew that we're in a different place.
Yeah.
We're ready to build. We are 6 months of work building the PLC and the infrastructure and everything. It paid off. We do have something quite big. We do have we're 15 to 17 team members today. So the team's growing well, and we're gonna keep growing for smart contracts in the possible close future. But yeah, the other day
Awesome.
it was an equity deal that we closed with them behind the scenes.
Sure.
Uh,
Makes sense.
Everyone thinks we acquired it for like $1 million or something, but it wasn't.
No. I mean, yeah, these you don't need. I mean, up to you guys when you want to disclose one day, perhaps. But I think it doesn't really matter as long as you're taking care of it, right? It's more intriguing to know, but you guys are doing what you need to do, and you went through the process of buying it, and you got you gave them 5% equity. I think it's a good deal, not knowing the price, obviously. So
Yeah.
cool. All right. I think that's a very good story to get out, which is good. I'm happy I asked. So moving on to the platform itself. So was it the vision for you guys to always build this platform? Because when I was looking at the platform first time, I thought, you're obviously doing 721, right? KRC, plus you're doing KRC20. So you're doing a bit of both, right? Typically with any
And KNS.
typically you'll have platforms like old days OpenSea, who just predominantly focus on the NFT side,
Trading.
and then you had like Magic Eden and
Magic Eden.
yeah, other platforms came on Solana side. They were focused on that as well, just NFT. Even though they're evolving that now to other media formats as well, started with JPEGs and as we joked, back in the day. So
Yeah.
and so, what's your vision with the platform now? Like, what are you guys trying to build here, and what is the vision that you hold? What it would look like in 3 to 5 years.
Cool. So of course, like you mentioned, it's a good specification. It's the term that we're looking for. Short term, we are building to provide tools for the protocols that are coming. Tools, by tools I mean trading, minting, buying, deploying. The best UI UX for someone that doesn't know much of Kaspa, doesn't know more of tech, can come to the platform and do everything there. That's short term. Short term, we're talking about. We took an approach like Magic Eden combined with Dex Screener.
Right.
That was the vision.
Okay, right.
Yeah, that's the vision. So we can at the end of the day, in Dex Screener, you can also trade, but it's a widget of like Jupiter or Radio.
Yeah, it's a Jupiter exchange they use, right?
Yeah. So at the end of the day, we want it to be like a Dex Screener that you can seal the data, seal the tokens, and trade. And of course, Magic Eden. We tried to mix both because we wanted to not just be tokens. At the end of the day, the ecosystem is small.
Yeah.
And so we have millions of tokens with millions of volume. So we are mixing. We're going to be the all-in platform when it comes to this, so you can trade and buy everything on our platform. We want to add, we want to make a main landing page where you'll be able to see CAS media, you're able to see Kaspa facts information, learning.
I see.
You have a mining section. You have we're implementing a buy Kaspa section.
Okay.
Where you can just pay with credit card and get Kaspa, or swap any type of token with Kaspa. It's not on chain, but it's good solutions for current situation to onboard basically. So we want to make onboarding and adoption for Kaspa easier because we're gonna be the first in line in Google when they search for Kaspa. So we want to be there, and we want to give them all the possible tools for them. Right. That's the short-term 6 month.
So go-to place
vision
for all things Kaspa, from media to NFTs to tokens. You just go there to mining, right? I mean, those are most of the things, right?
Yeah, learning. We want to focus on learning and education as well, because the more they learn about Kaspa, they'll like it more. So that's an important aspect of it.
Can I ask a really out of scope question? Because I think one of the questions that I've been dabbling with myself, but how do you reach out to new people? There is a very solid ecosystem built for game developers and for artists on Solana, right? And that was 3 years of Solana of slowly chipping away Ethereum ecosystem,
Right.
right? How
Right.
do we, which is people in Kaspa, platforms like yourself, chip away and bring those developers over? Artist doesn't care about decentralization, I think, right? Perhaps some
Right.
might,
Right.
most of them don't. For them, it's about the
Right.
instant settlement, finality, and the fees that they're earning through the art and volume,
Right.
right? Solana has all of that.
True.
How do we bring that onto Kaspa?
Yeah. So first of all, what we're doing here today is to start, media, content,
Yep.
PR. That's how we start. Second of all, we do have, when we have all the right tools, which is good wallets, good platforms, mobile wallets, mobile platform usage. When we're ready, when we check all those boxes, we're close regarding Caspa.com. We'll get to that after the question. We'll be starting our marketing push on our end to push our platform to other communities, join spaces with communities from other ecosystems. I have some connections. There's other people I know that it can mix up, this is one way. But I do think that in the end of the day, the best way, of course, smart contracts will bring some people over. But I think the best way to bring developers and builders and new community members is the best
Right.
Number go up.
Right. So mostly you're saying marketing efforts through, all the community members doing one way or another, talking to each other,
Yeah.
getting into other communities. Like,
Yeah.
we focus on
Yeah.
traditional finance, and we bring people over to show Kaspa, right? And that's definitely working.
Exactly.
I know people that are building on a few other chains want to build on Kaspa now. So from your perspective, it's like these slow organic moves will get us there.
Yeah, and price. Well, the moment if you see Kaspa gaining 300% and being top 20 again, that's how you bring the most people to the ecosystem.
That
or you have like
that's unfortunate truth.
yeah, yeah, and the other thing is, like, if you have like we did have our own KRC20 mania for the first 2-3 weeks, and it was nice gains and all of that. But the moment you have meme coins or NFTs doing 30 to 50x, and people start sharing it on Twitter, then that also brings attention, because unfortunately, true, you said, people want to make money.
Yeah.
People want to go to the next shiny thing that makes them quick money.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and that's what works. The goal is to make them believe they can make quick money and make them come.
Keep them here, right?
Yeah, make them come. Some of them will make quick money. Some of them will lose money.
Yeah.
Some of them will leave in bear market, but some of them will stay.
Right.
And that's what happens in every cycle. The builders, the people that understand Kaspa stays, the bad actors that just want to make money leave, and that's organically how you grow. You can expect to have we do have a great community, but in the end of the day, you need apps and price.
The usable apps where people can do things, and as you say, right, money is actually, end of the day, is the driver for people to come and enter the space. That's very cool.
Exactly.
Sione, that's very cool.
That's why people move to Solana.
Yeah. Moving on to the platform itself, I thought it'll be good to perhaps just go through some of the stats that you can openly share with us, right? And
Sure.
Look at what's happening on, because there are a few different platforms that are taking care of NFT sides. We're gonna just talk about Kaspa.com today. So what can you share with us? I thought the first one, from my perspective, is how many NFT projects you have listed on the website now.
So when it comes to like listed is a tricky question, because our platform is just permissionless. So everyone who deploys in the protocol will be listed on our platform. Is it verified?
So whatever.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if it's verified, that's something else. If it's verified, that means they usually talk to us. They usually pay a fee. They add their information on our page on the platform. They add the banner, collection, royalty fees. We already added that as well for the NFT, the creators. So when you see, they also have verified badge and all of that. So verified collections, we're talking about maybe 12, 15. That means there are real NFTs that people are like investing time and effort on it.
Oh,
That's
awesome. I wasn't aware of verifiable. So how much do you charge and what do you give in return when you
yeah.
they're paying you for that?
So so basically they pay to get a verified badge. They pay to add their socials. They add their own custom banner. They add the description. They receive creator royalty fees, because royalty fees, it's not smart contract. It's not. It's we have to develop it in our backend in our trading. So they get
I see.
collection royalty fees, and they get also a rarity ranking, and they get analytics as well. There's analytics on the collection page. So there's a bunch of things that you get if you verify. At the end of the day, the verification, the fee is 650 Kaspa. That's a fee.
Okay. Okay.
So
To
yeah,
you guys, right? Not for minting. It's just to you guys to get these features.
yeah, just to you guys exactly. So it's a fee we consider fair enough, and also it's a fee that we consider to make it. If you're a serious collection owner and you want to actually build something, it shouldn't be a problem to pay this fee.
I think it's
And mostly,
minimal.
so
I find it minimal.
yeah, and it's to be verified, so I think that's the best approach to like protect also users. We still have to improve this side of protection with NFTs, but at the end of the day, it's permissionless. You need to make your own choices. We might be able to flag or show like a pop-up, be aware or something like that, but we can control it. So I do think that the best way is to focus on collections that are verified on our platform.
Right. Okay. I got it. So that's the number of collections you have. And a couple of days ago, I think you guys have posted a tweet that you did 800,000 Kaspas or dollars in volume. That would have
Yeah.
been the biggest day for you, right?
So we did in like it was at the end of the day we did like 1.6 million.
Okay. Kaspa
So
or
it is
dollars?
Kaspa.
Kaspa, right? Okay. I just want to make sure.
Kaspa. Still nice.
It's
Yeah,
huge.
no,
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
it's huge. For one day it was actually in like 5 hours, which is even bigger. But yeah, that was our biggest day. Regarding volume, all time volume, we can say that the tokens we had 2.6 million on of Kaspa volume on the tokens up until today,
Okay.
and with NFTs, which is already a month, even less, we have already 4.5 million volume of Kaspa.
That's amazing. That's
So
amazing. Yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah. So volume is growing nicely because of the NFTs.
yeah, because of NFTs, and NFTs are fun, right? Like if you're getting started first time, it's actually a lot of fun, and especially PFPs which
Yeah.
are popping up on the Twitter, right? X, people are putting their
Exactly.
PFPs, which makes sense. And again, we went through these cycles on Ethereum a while back, so I'm very aware of it, and I think it's such a good thing to have like community strong bonding with PFPs.
Exactly. Exactly. There's a lot of things that you can do with NFTs. It's important. It's nice. I do believe that every day we need to have these things to bring people to the ecosystem.
Yeah, 100%. I think different people learn different way, right? Different people see different things. Some people are just visual, and a lot of people started. I know a lot of designers started to get into Ethereum because of NFTs. They weren't interested in tokens. They were just interested in
No.
art and buying and selling art, right? So I think NFT is as important as tokens. So that's very cool. And in terms of projects, like you obviously said, plenty of projects, collections, but obviously some are verified, others are not. What are you seeing there? Are you seeing certain projects just take off and they just stay high because they just have such a strong bonding within the communities?
So something that I saw is that the Kaspa community is it's good and bad. Okay, they get traumatized easy with the KDX rug, for example.
Yeah.
And so there some of them are think twice before paying someone in the community for something, maybe twice too much. End of the day, it's their money. They can do whatever they think it's right and all that. And also the ecosystem, it's quite small regarding who trades these NFTs at all. So collections that are usually going well today are collections that or had a token community before, or they had a really low supply and got lucky and minted out. Like Caspunks.
Yeah.
Caspunks had a nice run. It was a fair mint, 1,000 mints for 1,000 Caspa, fair price as well. So usually collections with small supply, it's good for this time when the people trading NFTs are 300, 600 people are trading NFTs. Like we're not people. It's not like we have. Of course, market's red. Everyone's crying at home. No one's trading.
No. Well, it's such a unfortunate thing because it's obviously their decision and people need to decide what's right for them. But it's sometimes you have to look at the downturns are better for buying. It's a better buying opportunity sometimes.
For sure. If you have some cash back ready.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the NFTs we haven't. I don't think we have taken off completely with the NFTs at all.
Right.
Because of the market, and not like tokens. When tokens lift off the first weeks, we were seeing all tokens top 20 going to all-time highs. We will see new tokens just minting them like crazy, and congestion even in the network because of these mints. So it was a hardcore. We haven't seen that yet, in my opinion. We actually. This is like not public alpha, you can say. We do have our own NFT collection that we launched already.
Awesome.
We haven't publicly announced on our Twitter yet the name, but we are sharing the alpha through like podcast or friends.
Yes,
or Telegram
tell
groups.
us what is the name of your collection.
It's called Jonatoshi.
Oh, Yonatoshi, right. Also, that's very creative.
Yeah, it's Jonathan and Satoshi together.
Yonatoshi, right? I get it. Beautiful. So you got the collection ready. When you're looking to launch this?
We stealth launched it already.
Okay, so it's already there.
It's already. Yeah, so the price it's quite cheap relatively to the other NFTs I see in the market. We're talking about 270 and Kaspa for a mint. Which is right now $10.
Yeah.
Something like that. And we have 10,000 pieces, but we do have a 400 rare developers, which you will see basically 100 pieces of Anton aspect.
Yeah.
You have 100 pieces of Shai,
right.
100 pieces of Michael Sutton, and 100 pieces of Jonathan itself.
Are you guys giving them royalty?
No.
Of course, it makes sense, right? I'm just
yeah,
nice.
It's
awesome.
So we're using these NFTs to crowdfund the platform for future smart contract developers and development, since we do understand that there's a need to start building that now. And it's not like we have unlimited money. It's not like we're making a lot of money. Like I mentioned before, we're not break even on the expenses. But it's growth. We want to build the best platform possible. So we're using Yonatoshi's funds to push this forward and to secure ourselves another year of development.
I think you, as you said, right, you have a pretty high burn rate, which if you're trying to build a scalable platform, you need to have and add new features. Like all requires capital, and capital burns fast with in crypto.
Exactly.
I understand that, but thanks for sharing with us. I'm sure people will enjoy that and check it out in case they haven't, including us. So that's cool, man. You shared so much information with us.
So another thing that we want to explain a bit is maybe the roadmap and the vision that we have. I mentioned all the possible things that we're building in the next 6 months and all of that, but we are focusing also on a web wallet that we're making ourselves. Basically, the whole point of the web wallet is that you'll be able to open the wallet and use it through your browser on your mobile. That means that you don't have to You don't have to open an app. You don't have to connect to anywhere. You can just open the web wallet on your desktop, scan the QR code. It will open on your browser, and you can just trade through your phone with nothing needed.
Right.
So that I do think that's also a breakthrough in general in the space. I haven't seen much stuff like that. Maybe like in Farcaster and stuff like that they have like and also Jupiter did have like a pop-up that you can like open and pay straight there.
Yeah.
But not mobile, not like from your phone.
Sure. Agreed.
Without the app. So I'm talking of like going into Kaspa.com through the phone, the mobile normal browser, and connecting through there.
Okay.
So we're doing that because we believe that mobile is the main use case for everything. Everyone trades and does everything through mobile today.
Yeah.
So you want to do that. It's important also for the ecosystem. And we'll be also basically opening this wallet. We're gonna be open sourcing it completely. That means that all the beans will be spilled on how to code on Kaspa.
Right. Yeah.
So we really hope this will push more Kaspa builders and developers to create things. I do think it's the first full-on WebAssembly open source code that people will be able to read it, understand, and use.
Right. And that's huge.
So
yeah, that's amazing one. How long it'll take to get the wallet out?
So the wallet's already ready.
Okay.
But we are, of course, we'll need to go through beta testing and all of that.
Right.
But we are now waiting just for the UI UX.
Okay.
We're a bit short on UI UX developers, front end developers, because of the platform. All hands on deck on there. But it's gonna happen in the next 2 weeks, hopefully. So hopefully we'll release that and push the ecosystem even further. On top of that, we'll have as well in 2 weeks, hopefully, the KNS trading domains. You'll be able to trade the domains in 2 weeks, hopefully, which is cool.
That's amazing.
A lot of people have been waiting for that.
Yeah. I think that's that's another one which I think will get more community to come together, because I think KNS is fun.
Exactly. KNS is fun. Domains are fun, and they're working good. The team they're working hard. They are really deserve all the support that they're getting, and they're doing really well, which is nice to hear. And yeah, that's our developments. And now we can go around and see the platform. This is the main page where you have the marketplace. You can see here you have floor price with the changes with the respective time frame. So you have the floor price, you have how much minted, supply, total holders, volume, 24-hour volume, as you see here.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Here you have the minting button. Okay.
Yeah.
Basically, this button shows you what NFTs has been minted the most in that specific time frame. Okay, so this request takes a bit more of a heavyweight, and also the internet here is not as good, but it will show in a second. So you see here, this Bull Club had 584 mints in the last day.
So last 24 hours. This is last 24 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you see here. You see here the time frames here on the top.
Cool.
Yeah. So you can see what's minting fast. You can see what's minting fast, what the pace and everything. This is your Satoshi.
Okay, that's your collection
that I spoke about. Yeah, that's
right. So it's ready, but it's not been
all
minted.
items. You see here,
435 has been minted. I see.
It's minting. We have 150 holders and 30 minted. It's just a low key, stealth. You see here, there's 4 rares. You see Shai, Michael, Anton, and Jonathan.
Beautiful.
And you see here, like I mentioned, this is the devs. This is the alien devs.
Oh man, that's very cool. I am glad you're showing it to us.
Yeah, I haven't showed this to Shai or Michael, so we'll have to see what
I
their
think
feedback is regarding that.
when we publish this video, we'll tag them. That's beautifully
Cool.
done. That's beautifully
And yeah,
done.
so now let's show a bit more full platform. Caspunks, of course, is the most traded one. It has the more activity, so it's a good example and showcase. So you have here all items. This is not what I want. We want this analytics. Of course, a new feature as well is the analytic page. Okay, you have here total volume in the last 7 days. You have 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, all time. And you have volume and price, amount of sales, floor price graph, last sales, owner distribution. So a lot of details here you can find. You know,
That's
uh, yeah. So that's that, and of course we added filters by trades and all of that. You know, you can go cast eyes and filter by cast eyes. So it's a standard NFT platform, but it's just updates that we had lately. You know.
no, that's great.
Uh,
That makes it usable, right?
yeah, exactly. And of course we have here the leaderboard, which cool. So you see here, people are adding their usernames as well here.
Yeah, that looks
You
cool.
can,
I like it. Yeah.
so this is the leaderboard. Basically, each wallet has his own point system. Depends on how much you use the platform. Anything that you do in the platform, it will add you in the point system. And we also have a referral system, and everything aggregates into your points. Okay. So in the day, these points will be used later on for the potential airdrop of their token in the future that we are planning to do. But you know, it's still far away, it's still undisclosed. We want to we're concentrating more on building and not just saying we'll do this, we'll do that, and just pay us and get our coin. You know, so we're focusing on building and we're keeping track of everything, all the users. And as you can see here in the platform, you have a score. And these points will be the indicator for potential amount of airdrop tokens you'll receive later on in the future.
Awesome. That's amazing. That's look. I think I hadn't personally seen this section, and this section is the coolest section because competition makes everything fun.
Exactly. I really I want to say as well to the community that I appreciate all the support that we have until now from the community. We received a lot of feedback, good and bad, and we always act upon it. Our first priority is always customer support and to help the user, security, and of course help everyone to keep their funds safe. So that's what we focus on, and I'm sure people in the Telegram can say the same thing, that we're always there to help. We're always there to answer questions, and if there's a bug or something, we always take and listen to the feedback and implement it. So the community has been great. The whole Kaspa community has been supportive, and I really appreciate the support and the help from everyone. And I'm really excited to keep building on Kaspa.